Hello everybody, welcome to another week with the Tarot Oracle for your general messages for all signs. If you want a private reading, you can always contact me. And the messages for this week, as every week on here, are not going to resonate with everybody because it is general and it's for all signs. But if you have a personal reading, obviously it will be more directly affiliated to yourselves, so it would be more direct, the messages. So here we have the first card that flew out was the Queen of Wands, so fire sign, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, a sign of someone who's got a lot of passion, creative, and into project building. We've got the Tower that also flew out, so huge changes on the horizon, sudden changes. And then we've got a whole clump here, which is sort of a collective, if you like. Yeah, reading backwards, coming away. This is a sign of Capricorn. It's also the sign of our shadow self, toxic involvements, codependency, addictions, that kind of thing. Coming away, finding the balance here. And a new start, which could be not quite clear, but might involve other people, but we're taking control with the Emperor, and messages which are worth their of value, you know, worth their salt, as it were. So I've just cut again. We've got the Tower again and the Death card, so there are definite changes on the horizon, and it might suddenly come suddenly. It's the Death card represents endings and new beginnings, so sudden endings and sudden new beginnings. I'm going to come down to the bottom, and we've got the Tower again, so 3 times we've got that Tower, and you did see me shuffle. So new begin. So and underneath that again we've got this. So it could pertain to a fire sign. So the Tower doesn't have to be negative. It can be just that there's going to be a big shift, and it's for the better. So in the heart centre we've got here the Wheel of Fortune. So alongside that, that does say that that is going to be for the better. If there is this sudden change, it's going to take you to a better place, a more fortunate place, a place of good fortune. With that Wheel of Fortune, crossing that, the 8 of Swords. So the 8 of Swords is crossing the Wheel of Fortune. It could be that it scares us a bit. It could be that that's what we've been waiting for. But I see it more, we'll do the clarifiers, as freedom from feeling imprisoned within ourselves. So the air sign is represented by the swords. It's also the sign of communication, of being in our heads and blindfolded, not knowing which way to go, which we saw in the 2 of Swords earlier. Solar plexus, the Hanging Man. The Hanging Man, your gut is kind of making you sit there and wait. It's a self-imposed position, which is possibly why we've got this as well. Maybe something's coming along and we're not in a hurry to take it, or it's what we're waiting for, better fortune to come along. We've got the same symbols here, look, here, as in that Hanging Man. So we're waiting for better times to come along. And they will with that Tower. The World in our immediate past. So something happened in the immediate past, that there was a shift. There was a whole change that came about with that World. And in the crowning card, the 9 of Cups, we're holding out for our wish fulfillment. We're holding out for what we want. But there has been a change with that World in the immediate past. That always feeds into the crowning card. So there's been a change in the past where something has completely changed, because it's a new world we're stepping out into. And it is better with that 9 of Cups. But the bottom half seems to suggest that we're waiting for things to get even better. What's the future card? High Priestess, lovely. So I would have liked to have seen the card of manifestation, which we haven't got here. Just having a quick peep in the immediate, no, okay. Which is fine, we might get it in the clarifiers, but the High Priestess is lovely. You've flanked here, the Wheel of Fortune is flanked by the World and the High Priestess. High Priestess is your sixth sense, it's your intuitive sense, she's called the Keeper of Secrets because messages she whispers to you, and you have to be aware of her, so listen to yourself in the quietness and you get messages. Your High Priestess will take you to that Wheel of Fortune. The card underneath is the Fool. So the Fool is much like the World. You're about to step out into something new again, taking a leap of faith, which is why we've got this. Where the World is fully equipped and knows what it's stepping into, that was a very conscious step into a new world. The Fool is taking a blind step of faith towards that Wheel of Fortune, which is lovely. Right, let's have a look at what the clarifiers are going to say to us. Oops, one's already flipped. We've got the High Priestess again. That flipped out, so same as with your card. So you are surrounded, really surrounded by, you're going to get messages. There's going to be messages that come to you. There's going to be synchronicities. You're going to feel like you are being guided from that Hangman position into your movement of Wheel of Fortune. Any blockages are going to be unblocked, but it will all come from you. You'll suddenly get that aha moment that will come to you. Right, so let's see what we're doing here. I'm going to go from the middle and down to the bottom again. So we have the Tower and we've got the Six of Swords, which is lovely. So that definitely is telling us that this big shift is taking us to a better place. The Six of Swords is always about moving to trouble-free waters. And also what you've got there is you've got all the swords in a row, and here the swords that you had all around you, now they've been packed up. You've got your thoughts clear, you know what you're doing. That's all your thoughts all scattered around you. Here they're all with you. You've sorted it all out and you're on your way. And it might come as an aha moment with that Tower. So, in the Heart Centre Wheel of Fortune, the Lover's Gemini. Again, that's at Gemini, I think, for the third week running. So, Gemini can also be about an important decision that needs to be made, a choice, as well as obviously a Lover's card here, but if it's not a romantic reading, it would be more about a choice. The Wheel of Fortune brings you something that you're deep in thought over. The High Priestess again, so go with your gut. She is around you for a long time, this High Priestess, so go with your gut. I would say go for it. I mean, the High Priestess there is in your future as well. The Hanging Man is the Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands is this arduous journey that's been made, waiting, if you like, for that Nine of Cups, the best thing to come along for you. You are moving, but this is in your gut. You feel like you've been hanging about for a long time and it's been difficult. It feels like this situation's been around you for a long time. It's been a hard time. The 9 is the penultimate card, so that would mean that the difficulties are coming to a close. There's going to be a breakthrough. The World in your immediate past is clarified with the Hierophant. That is your higher good. So I always say you're being cloaked with cloaked in care. You're being looked after. It's quite a godly card, if you like, if you believe. I mean, you don't have to, but it's always choosing the right path. It's like your moral compass, and that's with that leap of faith. You're doing it for the right reasons. That's in the immediate past. So decision was made to change things around. It also implies, the Hierophant implies that this change will give you spiritual growth. And but you always do what's morally good. Okay, the crowning card is the Nine of Cups, and we've got the Five of Pentacles, which shows financial discomfort. So the Nine of Cups is like coming out of this. This is your wish fulfillment, to come out of the financial discomfort. And if you've got that, the Nine of Cups, it's that I would say you're coming out of that, because 5 is always a turning point. So you're coming away from this financial discomfort, and something is going to come to you with that Wheel of Fortune, with the Nine of Cups, with the High Priestess. It's all positive. Right, yeah, lovely. So you're coming out of this, I mean, it pertains to air. Air is about thoughts and can be communications, but it's like the thoughts that were encasing you there, imprisoning you there. Now you see that in the future it comes to an end, because that's the Ten of Swords. So you've got freedom from all that hard sort of mental anguish. So I always see that as an ending with the 10, and that all of that that's weighed you down is going to lift. Bottom of the pack, the Seven of Wands. Someone who's a little bit on the defensive, could be a bit on the defensive about taking this leap of faith. Underneath the leap of faith, we've got the Four of Cups, which is something that's coming in, being offered. I think that's twice in a trot. Underneath the Seven of Swords, Seven of Wands, we've got the Eight of Wands. So that follows, that's a natural progression. So things are going to take on. You are standing up for yourself. You're standing up for yourself, taking this leap of faith, and you're doing it maybe against people's better advice. You don't have to take people's advice if it wasn't asked for. It's just their opinion at the end of the day. No one is walking in your shoes. You follow your instincts with the High Priestess twice, but things are going to start taking off for you. Lovely. So that's positive, very positive reading. And we had that sign of Gemini again with the Lovers. Speak to you next week. Have a good week. Bye.